From now on, we are enemies. You and I.
So, regarding the poll about least favorite vocation, pretty much as expected, warrior or mage, but since mage wasn't on the list, warrior. I would suspect mage being the least favorite. And I'll do a whole video separate on warrior, on maybe how to improve your enjoyment with warrior. Some advice or tips or possible scenarios that you may be willing to try again. Sorcerer wasn't really a surprise either. All their spells take too long to cast. Fighter, not really a surprise. For fighter, yeah, I mean, assassin, sword, and shield is better, and Mystic Knight, sword and shield is better. Fighter is the weaker of the three. Though, for me, if I'm going to play assassin, I'm not going to play sword and shield assassin. I'm going to go with sword and bow. And then with Mystic Knight, I don't ever equip antler toss. I go with the sigil and the cannon and full moon for Mystic Knight. So if I want to get my antler toss fix in, then fighter comes in. Sure, I can do it with assassin, and I do with assassin, sword and bow. Antler toss is there, but not the shield antler toss. That's what saves it for me for fighter. That's why I enjoy fighter. I found one skill that pretty much only he can do. Others can do it, but I'm not going to equip it that way for the other ones. So, for me, fighter's the only one that can do antler toss. That makes sense for me, and that's what saves it for me. So I enjoy fighter. Sorcerer, that's an easy fix. Their cast times are long, yeah. 15 seconds, whatever. But it's a real simple fix. If you get another sorcerer pawn with you, or hell, 2, 3 sorcerer pawns with you, then you spell sync. And that 15-second cast time turned into like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, sometimes instant. And it's fucking awesome. That's what saves it for me with Sorcerer. Alone, solo, it gets repetitive, it takes a long time, but miasma, solo, makes absolute sense. It's pretty quick, super devastating, but solo for the rest of the skills, yeah, that'd be bothersome, but spell sync saves that. And then some other things that I saw was certain vocations are least favorite because they're too powerful. You know, Strider has an answer for any solution, and yeah, you lose that thrill at that point. When you can handle any situation, it could get boring. Magic Archer can handle almost every situation, but Magic Archer can pretty much destroy any room that it walks into. The simple fix for that is just stop using overpowered weapons, stop using overpowered skills. That's why I don't ever use Brain Splitter for Strider, because if I did, that's all I'd fucking do. I would never climb, I would never have to think. I just go in, leaping, soaring stone, Brain Splitter, and yeah, that's fucking boring as shit. So instead, I just don't equip that skill, and voila, I'm good to go. I'm not sure what the other vocations, maybe Magic Archer, Ricochet, get rid of that fucking skill. That might help, or just don't carry the Blackwing Bow. Keep your magic damage at like 1500. I don't know. Stuff like that. Easy fix. I'm just trying to give some advice for, you know, getting bored with Vocations, getting bored with the game. There's plenty of opportunities, plenty of solutions to keep the game interesting and try different things. That's why I go through those holy element only, dagger only, bow only runs. It makes you think and readapt to certain situations, because now you don't have an answer for every situation. You gotta think for a moment, try to figure it out. Sometimes it doesn't work. Now, my problem with Mage is you can't really fix Mage, because Mage is just a completely different style of playing. Instead of running in and attacking everything, controlling the room, now you are relying on your pawns to destroy everything, and you're there to buff them. That's my problem with Mage. I don't enjoy Mage. I rarely play Mage, because if I'm going to go in and attack a room, I'm not going to go do it as Mage, I'm going to go as Sorcerer. And I don't really care for pawns much. I'd rather go in and control the room. So I don't really have a cure for Mage, unless you just enjoy that style. Then you probably already have it down. You don't need any advice. Now I'm going to have a whole separate video for Warrior, but I'll just dab into it a little bit. 3 skill slots, slow attack animations. There's really no cure for that, you know, other than modding, but that's out of the question, so that's about it. I'll have a whole other video for Warrior, trying to help those who really want to enjoy it but just can't figure it out, or they just don't enjoy it. They really want to. Warrior is designed to be that GIMP vocation. They were designed that way on purpose. They're only supposed to have 3 skills. That wasn't a flaw in the design. They purposely did that. They're slow as shit. They have no aerial attack, no range attack. They're the vocation for the players who have mastered all the vocations, killed every enemy in seconds, and now they want a challenge. Well, here you go. There's the Warrior. But instead of treating Warrior as a damage vocation, running in, destroying a room, try to think of it as a knockdown vocation. And that's the point, to stagger, to knock down. In that scenario, you can still do it solo. Once they're knocked down, then you can attack and deal a damage and get high damage at that. That's often a problem that happens with Warrior, is people tend to expect it to go in and kill a room, and they can. They fucking can destroy a room, but you have to do a certain setup, certain scenario, and then you achieve it. If you don't know what you're doing, then you get fed up, tired, it's too slow, only 3 skill slots, and then you move on. Go to Assassin or Strider or Mystic Knight. But if you approach it with the intent of knocking down and then damaging, maybe that'll help. In the other video, it'll go into more details, a few different options of improving your enjoyment or attempt with Warrior. And another problem with Warrior is that the jump light attack pretty much is its most viable attack. And it gets boring when you do the same thing over and over again. Hence, Soaring Stone, Brain Splitter. But if you mess around with the skills, you'll find a skill setup that works for you. For me, I don't need even 3 skill slots. I only use 2 skills for Warrior. mostly the jump light attack is my primary. But if you play it right and you coordinate right, it doesn't really get boring. But if you just run into a room, jump light attack every little second, jump, jump, jump like fucking Mario, gonna get boring. Alright, let's go back to fighter for a moment. Dragon's Maw. I don't ever use that, mostly because it is powerful and it gets boring for me. And it's heavy on stamina. Antler Toss. Full Moon. So I've got my iframe, I've got my heavy attack, I got my shield, and I don't really need a third sword skill usually, but at that point it just becomes preference on which side of fun, I guess. Hindsight, or the impale one where you just impale them and kick them off the ledge. Can't remember what it's called now. That one is super awesome for like low level. You can walk in as fighter level 15 bitter black and just do that to probably 70% of the enemies and kick their ass off the ledge. Gravity kill. That's fun. I mean, that's hilarious. Perfect block is terrific. Knock them on their ass. Antler toss while they're down. And yeah, I mean, fighter is kind of boring, but you can fix it. You just got to find the skill setup that you like. The problem often with fighter is we all stick with Dragon Maw and just spam the shit out of that, and then we get bored, and then we move on to Assassin or Mystic Knight, and then we give up on Mystic Knight because we realize, oh, we're just enchanting our weapons. Blah blah blah, what's this riposte for? I don't care, I'll move on. Or Assassin. And then we kind of get stuck in the, as far as sword and shield goes, we probably get stuck on the dire gouge, which I'm not a fan of. If I'm going to climb something, I'm going to climb it as Strider. I'm not going to waste my time with Assassin. Ranger didn't come up too often in that little poll. Ranger's one of my least favorites. It's probably right after Mage for me. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, I always go the same. Tenfold, Deadly, Spiral. And I typically go with specialty arrows. Sleep, Petrify. I don't ever do the blast arrows because that gets boring for me. Ranger is already at the bottom of my list. If I were to do blast arrows, then it would probably be at the very bottom of my list. I'm not sure what my problem is with Ranger. I guess mostly just because the tenfold bit gets redundant. I do enjoy the debilitation Ranger, going in with a rusted bow, but typically you lose power in a lot of scenarios with that. So you kind of need pawns, and then we go back to the I don't like pawns portion. I want to be able to do it solo. And I'm not saying that you're a crappy player, you're a bad player, lousy player, because you don't like Warrior. I say Warrior was designed to be the GIMP. It was for those who were so good at the game with all the other vocations that here's Warrior, the GIMP. And because you don't like Warrior doesn't mean you're a bad player. You just haven't found what clicks with you and Warrior yet. Or maybe you just will never like Warrior, and that's fine too. But I'm going to try to help, see if I can figure out why that is, and maybe you'll find out why as well. So stick around for the Warrior video, working on it, and enjoy.